This is KGW News at noon.
Thank you for joining us, and hello everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. Just a few hours ago, a man appeared in court charged with murdering a Tigard father who was driving home from the Oregon coast. This is the first time that we've seen Justin McAnulty since his arrest a week ago today. His court appearance this morning in Polk County only lasted a few minutes. He didn't say anything, and a judge set another court date for next week. So here's what happened. This shooting on Highway 18 was back on July 13th, so this past summer. Investigators say McAnulty shot and killed Dennis Anderson just west of Grand Ronde. Anderson's partner was a passenger in the car, and she told us McAnulty randomly tried to run them off the road. They eventually pulled over and called 911. That's when she says McAnulty pulled up right next to their car and started shooting. He's now facing multiple felony charges, and he has pleaded not guilty. This November, Oregonians are set to vote on changes around owning firearms. Supporters of this new ballot measure say it'll help save lives as gun violence increases. Catherine Cook breaks down the details of Measure 114.
In Northeast Portland, they sang with the hope of ending gun violence.
The shootings just don't stop.
They call themselves Lift Every Voice Oregon. Since 2018, the group of interfaith leaders has been working to pass gun safety laws in Oregon.
I don't have to convince you how urgent this is.
Now, after gathering 161,000 signatures, another effort is on the November ballot, Measure 114.
It basically will try to reduce gun violence, save lives. It's critical that we pass this in Oregon.
If 114 passes, it would ban ammunition magazines over 10 rounds. Also, before even trying to buy a gun, you'd need a permit to purchase issued by local law enforcement. Applicants would need to show a photo ID, provide fingerprints, take gun safety training, and pass a criminal background check, regardless of how long it would take to complete. Supporters say that last point is critical. They hope it will close a loophole in Oregon's background check system.
Right now, you can get it after 3 days, even if you didn't pass the background check. That's no way to run a background check system.
I'm hoping people will pay attention to what this measure actually does and not the way it's being sold.
Kevin Stayert heads up the Oregon Firearms Federation and staunchly opposes 114. He believes the law would mostly complicate access to guns for those who want to use them legally.
The people who are behind this have spent decades trying to prevent honest citizens from having the means to protect themselves. This will have no effect whatsoever on mass shootings. There's not a single thing in it that would make any difference in those kind of events. Those kind of events happen because we simply, as a state, do not address mental illness.
Welcome to Augustana Lutheran Church.
Despite opposition, those gathered here hope voters will see it differently.
Everyone knows there's a problem with gun violence. We have too many guns out there, and we need to be pushing back, be slowing down.
That was Catherine Cook reporting. Earlier this year, Washington passed a similar law banning the sale of magazines that hold more than 10 rounds. Mail-in ballots for Oregon's November election go out on October 19th. A Portland family is suing the man accused of selling their son fake painkillers laced with fentanyl. Griffin Hoffman was 16 when he died of an overdose in March. Now the boy's mother is suing the alleged trafficker, Manuel Souza Espinoza, for more than $500,000. He's charged with supplying the fentanyl that killed Griffin. The family says this civil lawsuit can't bring their son back, but they say they're filing it on principle. Here's their attorney.
This money is a legal fiction. It is something the legal system has created in hopes to compensate the victim and to hold the defendant accountable. And as you can imagine, I could give them any amount of money, or a jury could give them any amount of money. It's not going to fill the absence that is their son.
If convicted, Espinoza faces up to life in prison. He's due back in court for his criminal case at the end of the month. The homeless crisis in Vancouver has the city considering its third safe stay community, but that idea is getting pushback. The site is right on the edge of a neighborhood downtown where there's already a concentration of homeless people. Sally Reevy is concerned that will affect her business. She and her husband own the Briar Rose Inn, which is a bed and breakfast. It sits right across the street from the proposed safe stay location.
I'm not sure how it's going to affect our business. I'm not sure how it's going to affect me personally and my husband personally, because we live here. The other people go home at night.
I would understand why someone without much knowledge of what these spaces are like might be nervous.
Is it competing with others?
That was Jamie Spinelli, Vancouver's homeless response coordinator. She says with every site, the city puts in a 1,000-foot buffer zone where no unsanctioned camping is allowed. The city council will consider an agreement with the property owner coming up on Monday. Right now, we want to head back to the Weather Center and check in with Rod. Are we going to see some sprinkles this afternoon?
Some areas to our northwest. Astoria, good afternoon. Talking to you. Yes, we have sprinkles or some light showers on radar up in Clatsop County. We're still tracking this big low that will bring us several chances of showers over the weekend, and more on that coming up in my complete forecast. But for the time being, here's the spattering of some mostly traceable amounts of light rain. Long Beach, Clatsop County, Longview. Won't be long before maybe you see the clouds thicken up and you get a sprinkle. You see how thick the clouds are looking over the Astoria-Meckler Bridge from the Astoria column camera, 63 degrees there. Interesting, it's brighter over parts of our area. That's Newport, but you come back up to the north. Here's downtown Portland. Kind of cool. You have the Portland Spirit on a cruise there, but it's mostly cloudy up top. So our day planner, maybe you get a sprinkle this afternoon. 71, not too bad. Cooler than it's been. The weekend stays fairly cool. Rain chances pick up tomorrow night. I'll speak more in detail with Futurecast coming up.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Rod.